So when we eat processed foods that don't have a lot of nutrition in them, we're getting the calories, but we're not getting the nutrients. So, and our bodies are naturally designed to tell us we're full based on nutrition. So even though you're getting a lot of calories, you may not reach that point of satiation, as we call it, or fullness, because you're not getting the nutrients. It's just empty calories.
Right.
And so you will tend to go eat more. In addition to that, the fats and sugars in there, they do often things with your cravings, and so you eat more too. So you do tend to eat more when you are eating empty calories, because your body, to some degree, doesn't feel full because it hasn't received what it needs. I have found that when I eat healthy regularly, and then I go have a big splurge day, I can feel a huge difference. I know just the other day I was commenting to you how
it was just 4th of July. So
yeah, it was 4th of July. Had a few extra treats that day, and the next day at the gym, I was feeling it. I still got through my workout, but I was dragging a lot more than normal, and I know it was because I didn't feel my body like it's used to. It's not bad. Again, balance. I don't do it all the time. It's not going to hurt me once in a while, but as long as I'm eating healthy most of the time, your body will like that.
Okay. What about like the term infiltrate macros, flexible dieting? Do you advocate that for your clients, or not so much?
I do. So in terms of dieting, I personally am not a believer in calorie counting in general. I believe that there's some people who may need it to get started, to get an idea of what their bodies need.
What they're actually eating.
But long term, I do not like counting calories. I really think you can train your body to tell you what it needs. And some of us are out of whack with that, but you can get back to that point where you just listen to your hunger cues. I do believe in a fairly equal balance of fat, carbs, and protein. Again, I don't like to track the numbers specifically, but if you can get a general idea of each meal having a combination of it, to have those 3 macro groups in it.
Right. Favorite meals? What's your favorite? You're trying to eat healthy. What's your favorite thing to eat?
My favorite thing that I try and do every single day is a smoothie. I love fruits, veggies if done right. I love, but I'm not one to just go pound a handful of carrots or raw broccoli. So I found that the easiest way for me to get my veggies in is through a smoothie. I've got a good blender. I use a Vitamix because it mixes it up. You can't tell it's in there. But every day, either for breakfast or as a post-workout snack, I'll make a green smoothie. My favorite combination is pineapple, a frozen banana, frozen fruit, a handful of spinach, carrot, and then a tablespoon of chia seeds. And then you just add local water, maybe a scoop of yogurt for protein. So wonderful. And that's my favorite everyday healthy meal. I love Italian food. One of my favorites because I just love the combination of the carbs and the protein in it, and the cheese. So my favorite meal is something called a baked ziti. It's a recipe that I make, and I actually will make it in bulk and freeze it. So when family does come, I pull that out. When we're having a late night and we don't know what to make, I pull that out. It's not awful for you. It's just definitely not light.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, it's got its sauces and issues, but it's incredible. So as long as I'm staying on top of my workouts and I'm eating healthy most of the time, I'm a big believer in balance. So there's room for that in my diet. I just don't have that every day.
Did you ever have like an aha moment when it kind of just clicked for you and you knew that this is what you want to follow, that this is like your passion, or have you always kind of been into like fitness and nutrition?
So I was really into sports growing up. As a little kid, I didn't necessarily know or care much about nutrition or fitness specifically. I just liked playing sports. But as I got older and got into high school and things got more competitive, I noticed that I could get a competitive edge by the way I ate. When I ate healthy, I performed better. And so I could start to see that correlation. So that's when I first became interested in it and how much it can really affect how you perform and how you feel. The other aha moment I had was when I was a high schooler. I always wanted to be that skinny stick girl that all my friends seemed to be, you know. And I actually did try the dieting, and I tried running for miles on end, and it just wasn't happening, and I was miserable and I was unhappy. And then one day I was at the gym, and there was a trainer who pulled me aside who had a lot of experience, who's actually he was an older man, but at one point he had competed, and he showed me all his, you know, muscular pictures. And he said, you have the body to be strong. Stop trying to fight it. And he showed me just a few small tips on how to start weight training properly, and I just grabbed it and I ran with it. And that was a huge turning point for me, because once I started focusing on my strengths, which for me is strength, and realizing I'm not going to be that skinny girl, and stop trying to be someone that I'm not, I have been so much happier ever since. And so that was a huge turning point, is stop trying to be someone and stop trying to have a body that you're not. Realize what you have and take it and run with it. Figure out what your strengths are and build on that.